What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Risky Ryan Trades. Today we're going to be taking a look at the stock market. It was a mixed day today. As you can see, the Dow Jones was down but mostly flat. The NASDAQ was down but mostly flat. The S&P 500 was down and mostly flat. But the Russell was up 1%. So the small caps continue to outperform. Taking a look at the overall S&P 500, and you can see Amazon had an unexpected move higher. Eli Lilly holding up, Costco holding up. GE had a great day today. Boeing and Lockheed Martin had a great day today. So aerospace and industrials doing well today. Microsoft, Apple, Google, Meta, mostly flat. Semis still looking kind of rough. Financials kind of rough. PayPal, everybody thought that was gonna, that was a mover, but that was down today. So before I dive deeper into the video, here's my disclaimer. Trading is risky. Content in this video is not financial advice and for entertainment purposes only, but I do hope that you find some value in this video, and if you do, would you please hit the like button? Helps me get this video out there and grow my new YouTube channel. All right, let's dive into the charts. So we had a bunch of earnings report today. Spotify doing really well. UPS slid. GE did really well. Lockheed Martin did really well. So we're going to take a look at all of these names really quickly and just see how they shook out. First up is Tesla. Tesla sinking and popping. We're going to go a little bit deeper into this later. I just want to go over these earnings really quick. Just a quick snapshot at the charts. So we're going to look at Spotify. Spotify had a really good earnings. It was looking like this thing was going to turn over, and it popped. So Spotify continues to be awesome. UPS, ouch, down 12% today. Not very good. GE actually caught some of this move, like right in here. Looks like it's starting to sink on me a little bit. Let's take a look at this. A little bit of a yikes. I'm not really sure where my cost basis is on this, but whatever. I always wanted to get into GE. I finally found an entry, and the idea that this is going to sink back down to this fib level is nonsense. So, yeah, happy to pick up some shares today of this. GM sinking 6.42%. Coca-Cola. Doesn't really know what it wants to do, but it's up 0.29% today. What is this? FCX, Fremont, copper and gold. Popped, fell, and now it's kind of flat. It looks like we're in an overall downtrend, so I would expect that to probably continue. Lockheed Martin, picked up some shares of Lockheed Martin today. I think around 492-ish. So we have liftoff with Lockheed Martin. Love that for Lockheed. Comcast. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. So shares sinking back to these support levels right here. Currently shares are sitting at 38.52, which is right about here. So right in the middle of this consolidation range. Polaris. Polaris fell, popped, falling. So there was a run-up prior to earnings, and it failed to meet expectations. But that doesn't mean that this, this downtrend might be over. Hard to say. Keep your eye on Polaris. There's a lot of volatility in that name. Philip Morris cigarettes. Looks like they had a decent day today. These guys are in a pretty solid uptrend. Do we have any smokers? Leave a comment below if you're a smoker. There's very few of us left. I picked up this bad habit of vaping, so tell me why vaping's bad in the comments. Let's take a look at Google. Google shares rising in after hours. Very interesting. This thing was, oh, look at that. Do I pick up a share? Let's pick up a share, guys. Let's pick up 3. 188.80. Oh. These are running past me. Let's pick up 5 shares. There we go. All right, we'll check on this in a minute, and knowing my luck, it'll nosedive. Okay, keep on moving. Okay, so yeah, Google's moving up. I bet Meta's moving up too. Meta in sympathy, bouncing a little bit from the down move. So that's pretty bullish. I think I'm going to add a Meta share here. I think I'm going to add. All right. Yeah, Google moving higher is good for the NASDAQ. Tesla, we'll see where Tesla lands. 245 is a very critical level for Tesla. That's the Gann level, which we will get to. I would want to see that hold before picking up shares. Okay, and we're going to keep moving. Enphase. Enphase with tough chart. That's a tough chart for Enphase. It did pop on earnings though, but it does appear to be sinking. There's quite a bit of whiplash going on in Enphase. That's a tough trade. Visa. Oof. Visa getting wrecked. 246 is the next fib level. I did draw this area as a buy level though, so this is a supply zone. So not the worst place to pick up shares, but we'll have to see how that shakes out. Texas Instruments. Big fake out moves, but it looks like it moved higher. Semis was a really tough spot right now. Let's take a look at the 4-hour. Yeah, so that's good. I mean, it looks like the uptrend is going to keep on moving for Texas Instruments. Chubb. Chubb with a nice pop on earnings. Let's get a little more granular. Yeah, big pop on earnings. Good for them. Seagate. Big pop. Yeah, so they're continuing to move higher. These are all pretty good earnings, you guys. That bodes well for the overall market. Capital One. Kind of all over the place. Market doesn't know what to do with that one. Cal-Maine Foods. I think it dropped. I see like one little thing. A lot of volume on this one. And PKG, which is what is the hell? Packaging Corporation of America. And I don't think there's any after hours, so we'll have to see on that. So pretty cool. Okay, so tomorrow we have Vertiv, AT&T. What else do we got? GE Vernova, General Dynamics and Boston Scientific, Waste Management, Whirlpool, Sands, IBM, ServiceNow, Ford, and Chipotle. All right, let's dive into the charts here for the S&P 500. I'm going to put on, so this is a 5-minute chart. You can see here this 554 level is pretty critical, but it did hold. 554. 555.50 was a tough level as well. That seemed to be the difficult spot for it. So those are the two main levels I'd be looking at. And then of course you got 553 here, which seems pretty important as well. So if this breaks down, we could be seeing downside. If we can get up over 555.50, wow, that's tough to say, then moving higher. The Qs, $480 held up. Looks like 482 is a pretty critical level as well. As well as 483, but this 482 seems to be pretty important. We did bounce from 480 pretty much to 482 right at the end of the day and into after hours. The Russell. Oh boy. Yeah, so tried to shoot for 224 once again today. 223 was an area of resistance though, and that did not hold firm. So we'll be watching the 223 level, 222 to the downside. 221 does appear to be a pretty strong level of support, so a break of that would be bad news bears. But I like what I'm seeing. There's some pretty good strength. Let's go to a 4-hour here. So yeah, you can see we had this dip and then we're curling right back up. A lot of strong momentum moving up. All right, let's take a look at the Magnificent Seven. We're going to start with Amazon because Amazon had a very interesting day today. Amazon sitting at 187.80. And you can see here, I'm going to go back to a weekly here. This is a weekly level right here. And so breaking that level is going to be really important. Now, you can see here I drew these Gann levels, and this Gann has held support multiple times, and this time it appears that that is a good support level. And for once, guess where my cost basis is? Right here at 183. So I'm looking at Amazon to the upside moving forward here. We really do have to break this 189, 190 level. It's going to be really important. And then there's another level of resistance right around 193. And if we can break those levels and get up over some moving averages, the 20-day, we're going to be looking quite good. Let's take a look at the Gann. So the cloud gave us support along with that Gann fan. So there seems to be confluence between the two, which is really good. Would love to see us get back into this fib channel right here tomorrow. So we'll be looking for a break of 190, 191 to get above the Ichimokus. Taking a look at the Heikin-Ashi candles, we did have a green indecision bar. Oftentimes you see this downtrend, then you get a green indecision bar and then a bullish bar. That can indicate an uptrend. So one more strong day out of Amazon and we might be pushing up into the arc. And if we could break this 200, the top of the arc is sitting at about 217 and the next Gann level is about 223. All right, let's take a look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA beginning an uptrend, it looks like, on the Heikin Ashi. We didn't, actually here, let's see if we closed inside of the arc. We did not close inside of the arc. It was a red day, but there was overall upward momentum based on the Heikin Ashi candles. This Gann level does appear to be holding at 119. That's a critical level. It's held 1, 2, 3 times. So we're really going to try to break the top of this candle here tomorrow, 124.50. If we could break 124.50, which, you know, that's where this candle wicked down. It's the arc, basically. Look for it up. And the next level, it's going to try to get back up to 129 again. Microsoft. Moving up. Good Heikin Ashi candles. This 440 level I drew turned out to be a really solid base of support. So, and sometimes these like lines, I don't know what these Gann lines mean, if it's like a time-based thing, but sometimes they correlate to like important moves. I don't know, I don't see any on this chart, but sometimes it happens. It might be coincidence. I have to study this a little bit more, but I like what I'm seeing out of Microsoft. It does appear that we are tracking higher. Would love to see us get this Ichimoku situation sorted. If I go to a 4-hour, I'm going to guess that, yes, we got above Kijun-sen, or Tenkan-sen. We're still in the cloud, and we did have a smaller candle on the 4-hour here. And so that sometimes indicates a slowing of momentum. But I would expect this 440 level to hold, and I would almost prefer that it did come back to this and retest it so I could pick up a little bit more. Apple. Apple is not selling off, not pumping. Everything else is super volatile. This thing has been pretty much flat for a little while now. How many days? 2-3 days? This Gann angle appears to be a strong level of support. I'd love to see a green candle form and then get us back over to Tenkan-sen, and then we might be off to the races once again, but I'm not too worried about Apple. Apple looks pretty safe. Tesla, so like I said, this Gann level of 245 is pretty important, and let's take a look here at Tesla, how it's doing right now. So sinking. Tesla has a long way to fall to the next level of resistance that I can see, which is the top of the arc and the Kijun-sen at about 223. So no guarantee that it falls down there. Right now it's sitting right in these wicks right here. So we'll be keeping an eye on Tesla. Would you be buying right here? Are you a Tesla holder? How are you feeling right now? Why don't you give me a comment down below? I don't hold any Tesla, but I'm thinking about getting in, thinking about buying into the hype. And, tell me why I should in the comments below. I'd love to read those. Well, here we go. It's trying. 235 is a pretty strong level of support that I found as well. So, it might be hard for it to break down to 225. I'd almost have to buy if it hit that level. Let's take a look at Google. So, Google and an uptrend on the Heikin Ashis on the daily. Still below Tenkan-sen Kijun-sen, at least at the close of the day. Tenkan-sen is at 185. And let's see how Google's doing after I bought those shares. 185, 187. Okay, awesome. So 185 is pretty much where the Ichimoku Tenkan-sen is sitting. So that's good. Gonna quick check on my shares. Okay, and so I bought at 188.50, like a fool. Pretty much right at the top. Good for me. Oh man. That's what I get for buying while I'm making a video, eh? I still believe in it though. We are in an uptrend. I think it's gonna keep moving higher. I believe in you, Google. I do believe in you. Okay, let's get back to it. All right, let's take a look at Meta. Meta, looking good. Glad I bought a share. Regular candles, we are in the arc. The cloud is still holding support. Cloud is still holding support. Really good news, guys. So I like what I see here. We are heading into earnings, but based on Google's earnings, I'm gonna guess that Meta's earnings are gonna be okay too. Taking a look at the charts here. I do have this fib level of 486.45, and it appears that that level is holding. And after the kind of sympathy moves from Google, it looks like Meta has bounced off that level and hopefully will be moving higher. Let's take a look at Eli Lilly, which has been looking pretty good lately. Obviously not very good after this drop, but the GAN level at 850 held really strong. And we did get our first green indecision bar, so we could be getting a revert. That's a reversal indicator, this green doji. So you could see it move back up into the arc, 944. If this whole market turns around, a lot of these beaten down stocks you're gonna see them push. Now, today we had some lower volume, which I don't love to see. You know, these levels of volume are a little bit lower than these, so that's something to keep your eye on. I actually want to take a look at the SPY real quick and see. So, yeah, lower volume, kind of staying put between those a little bit. Q's was red, but lower volume than the green yesterday, so that's good. We're sitting in a volume area. This is a support zone right here. Let's look at Costco. Costco, moving higher, moving higher. All good in the Heikinashis. We'll look at my chart. Costco is holding up over the averages on the 5-minute. On the daily, lower volume today than yesterday. This GAN fan is holding, it looks like. We closed over it today. That's good news. All right, I'm just taking a look at the Ichimoku. So we're under the Ichimoku over the cloud. 10-day we closed over, 50-day we closed over on Costco. So that's great. We got the MACD curling up slowly but surely. So I like what I'm seeing out of Costco. I like what I'm seeing out of Costco. I'm just gonna quick go back to Eli Lilly here. And we did not close over the 10-day today. We're still under the moving averages for Eli Lilly. So Eli Lilly needs to make a good move tomorrow. We did have reducing volume, which is concerning. On the daily though, we got really low on the RSI. And I would suspect that this 843 level and the cloud will hold if there is any more softness. Let's take a look at SoFi. SoFi, a little bit of chop, but we're still over this GAN arc that I drew. I do want to take a look here at SoFi. So we are still in the arc. and we've had price rejection off the bottom. Now on the Heikin Ashis, we have red candles, which means that the overall momentum is down. And if you look at the regular candles, you know, momentum looks down. We did push up and then pop back down. But we have a lot of support above $7. It looks like we got a cloud, we got the ARK, we got Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, bottom of the cloud. So we do have a lot of, we're in a support zone. Let's take a look at Visa real quick. I do want to see, okay, so, and post hours we're actually down here. So we fell under the angle, and Visa could fall all the way to 246. Because we're, after hours, we're sitting at 257. We're below this candle right here. So glad I got out of Visa. Let's take a look at PayPal. PayPal post, we're right here. So this angle does appear to be holding, but it's weighing heavy on it. You know what I mean? Like, look at this. Boom. It's weighing heavy on it. So it's just waiting probably for earnings before it'll pop or drop. And that's on the 30th. Let's take a look at Netflix. Netflix is, the cloud is holding it up. And Heikin Ashis look a little ugly. They do. We have pretty decent levels of support from 600 up. So, you know, if I get an opportunity to buy another share down here, I probably will. All right, now we're going to take a look at semiconductors. Kind of a flat day today. We did close under the 255.57 level that I drew. It looks like it closed at 256, or it's currently at 256, but it closed at about 254. So this 255 level is one to watch. On the Heikin Ashis, we do have what looks like a reversal taking place, but I'm not sold yet. Texas Instruments had a great earnings, but the other two semiconductors yesterday did not. So it's kind of a mixed bag with all this stuff. Next, we're going to take a look at some cybersecurity stocks with CrowdStrike falling. There is some interesting plays that are available. Shout out to my new subscriber, Trouser Snake, for his request. I do request, if there's a stock you want me to look at, go ahead and comment below what you'd like me to take a look at. His request was BlackBerry. Now, this is a tough looking chart. I'm not going to lie. This is just looking at it. It's something I would be very hesitant to invest in. I can't even draw a GAN level because as far back as I can go, usually I draw from the bottom left and I drag up. There is no bottom left on this chart. It just keeps falling, but there are occasional moments of volatility with big moves. And so it's really hard to predict when one of those moves will be. There is one thing that I do to predict them, or at least give it my best shot to predict. And which I will do, but before I do that, let's just take a look at the Ichimoku cloud to see if there's any kind of situation happening. So we're below the cloud, obviously. We're below Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen. And on the Heikin Ashis, we do have a reversal candle. So, you know, a green bar like this, like a big one that gets us over the moving averages, could pop us back up to 296, but it would be like a short play where we would likely find some resistance. Now I'm going to use a Fibonacci time series to predict when this might pop. Okay, and so I've drawn a Fibonacci time series starting at the bottom of this big drop. This is a monthly chart, by the way, so you have got to have patience to invest in this, hoping for it to like pop up one day. but there does seem to be some kind of confluences, like, you know, this line right here marked the top of this. This line right here marked a move up. This line right here, if you bought there, you know, you would have had an opportunity to get in. And we do have a line approaching now. This is a great time to put up my disclaimer once again. If you invest Trouser Snake in BlackBerry based on this chart, it's not on me if you lose money. It is a risk. And there's actually a better play, in my opinion, and it's hollow. This thing has a tendency to pop, 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 pop. And I believe that in the next quarter, you're going to see a pop. It actually ran up today from 40 cents up to 60 cents. So the pop could be happening soon. And if you look at the weekly MACD, you can see right here, see this curve that's occurring? Nice and smooth crossover. So I really like that. I think this stock is heating up. And we had big green volume today on the weekly, like big time. So this is a name I would be keeping my eye on if you're a penny stock guy. But anyways, I digress. Let's take a look at CrowdStrike and check on the damage. Woo-wee! Coming right down to the Gann angle. 257. We're sitting at 268 right now. Let's take a look at the real candles. An indecision bar. So I would not be surprised in the slightest to see us test this area right around 257. If that area doesn't hold, we could be going all the way down to 170. And with how much the market can overreact, I would not be surprised. I mean, we've broken this level right here, and the next level of price action is, yeah, it's like right here. So I would not expect some kind of swift bounce. I mean, I know there was a big move today from whatever it was, 258 to 277 or something like that, but there's too much volatility to really tell, like, are we going to be in an uptrend or a downtrend? And if you look at the Heikin-Ashis, I mean, it's undisputed. We're in a brutal downtrend. Even on the lower time frames, you know, we couldn't get over the cloud on the 15-minute. So, yeah, CrowdStrike's been having a rough one. Sentinel-1, on the other hand, is in the arc. Oh, I took a trade on this, and it's working really well. We are in the arc. This is a 15-minute chart, so I jumped in, like, I think right here, like 23 something, and I watched it draw down. I watched my trade go to shit, and then I was like, no, this is not over. It's an uptrend. CrowdStrike's in trouble. The money's going to rotate, and so it pushed right back and closed inside of the arc. And if we go to a 1 hour chart, go to a 1 hour chart on the Heikin-Ashis, you can see we had an indecision and then like a nice push up again at the end of the day. So I'm looking for more upward strong action from Sentinel-1 tomorrow. A critical level to get above is about 2450, and then again at 25, and then we could be hitting the top of the Gann angle at $26. Palo Alto Networks, on the 1 hour, it's flipping, but on the daily, we were given a buy signal on the Heikin-Ashis as well as the Ichimoku. So I like what I'm seeing here, and I will be able to move my stop loss up to 332. Yay! Yeah, I'm looking for this to push to 350 at least. And we do have decreasing volume, but big green volume bars compared to the reds. So it looks like Palo Alto is seeing some money rotate into it from CrowdStrike, which I predicted. Zscaler is the other big name. And it's under Kijinsen and Tengen-sen. This is a no. Cloud is flipped. Yeah, Zscaler is a no. Too bad. Yeah, it rejected off this GAN level. We could be coming back down to the ARC. 178. Yeah, I would not be surprised if we got back down here. By then, the cloud might be up here giving it support. So I'm watching Zscaler to the downside. All right, you guys. Well, that's enough for one day. I hope... Oh, you know what? Before I go, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Ooh. Bitcoin closed over the ARC yesterday and today and the day before. Actually, here, let's look at real candles. Closed inside the ARC today. But we have a lot of support underneath, you know, from basically from 63,000 up to about 66,471. That appears to be the range that we're in, but we have support at the cloud. The next nearest level is 65,250. Then Tengen-sen is at 64,542 at the moment. So we might be coming down just to touch grass for a minute before pushing back up over. And if we can push back up over, I'm looking at 85,000 for Bitcoin. Ethereum. Ethereum was green today, inside the cloud. We did have a red indecision bar though. So I think it's digesting this move that we had off the GAN level. And you might see some like chop until we can kind of confirm off Tengen-sen and push into the ARC. Notice that we rejected off the ARC earlier this year and once again earlier this year. So we've been trying to get in there, but this GAN level is pretty freaking solid. I mean, we held. So this 3,000 level is pretty critical, and it's a level that presents an opportunity. I actually added when we were right here because I figured it would hold just like it did in the past. So Ethereum is looking pretty good. All right, that is enough for one day. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed that video, why don't you go ahead, hit me with that like. And if you aren't a subscriber yet, what are you waiting for? Be one of my first 100 subscribers and honor me with helping me build this YouTube channel. And with that being said, Risky Ryan out.